Hello awesome people, what is going on? It is BradPhusion here and welcome back to more Space Engineers Ascension. So the game did just update and I'm so glad I decided to wait for it to update because it added a feature that I think will help me out greatly when it comes to exploration in this world. They've added a few other things which I'll get to in time obviously, but the main one that they've added is the ability to zoom in using camera controls, which I think is amazing because that allows me to then see stuff I wouldn't normally see, or instead of having to change my FOV slider to actually see things that are a bit further away. So that's great news. I'll show you guys that in a second. We have pulled in at the stronghold that we found throughout the last episode called the Arcs. Now thanks to people in the comments here, the Arcs actually translate to stronghold or citadel, which I think is a rather suiting name. So what I've done just before recording, I've basically gone through the base here, kind of looking at everything, see how it's made out and see where everything is basically. Oddly enough though, this whole thing is powered by what it seems like one small reactor. These here don't actually do anything. As far as I can tell, they don't have any Naquadir inside of them. I have grinded them down so I gain access to them. But all three of them, all the Navitars here, are empty. So they don't really do anything. The only thing that's powering this whole thing, again, is a small reactor, which I don't know where on earth it is. I've looked around here. The only place I haven't looked is underneath, but I didn't really think there was anything too major underneath here. I mean, there might be. I might just be very, very blind with my observation skills here. Now, I am affected by the Phoenix's... no, that's no... I was going to grind it down just to see if it was actually under there. It's not really important. The only thing I haven't grinded down is the gate, but I don't necessarily need to. Now again, before I was recording, I was just jumping back and forth between here and Prometheus to make sure everything would load fine. For the most part it does, there's no issues there, but there is something I did notice upon going back to Prometheus. Now you might not notice it straight away, then again you might as well. The cookie monster's gone. I don't know where the cookie monster has gone to. As far as I know, if I remember the last time I touched it, I parked it right in front of the train spark. Now out of nowhere, the cookie monster is gone. This might be due to the whole thing of them recalling maybe all the ships that had pistons on them. I doubt that's the case, but either way, it's not here. I quickly looked around using the train spark and I can't see it. It's not coming up on the radar, it's not coming up anywhere basically, which is a surprise, honestly. So I don't know where the cookie monster's gone. I didn't even have a chance to grind it down, which you guys were against anyway. So maybe it's fled. Maybe it got scared and it ran away because it didn't want me to grind it down. But anyway, that's all that's happened so far. I'm going to head back to the Phoenix now, which is already dialed in. And the one thing I didn't do was actually scan around to see if there was anything nearby. And to show you guys the cameras, obviously. So I'm going to quickly sit inside the seat here. Now what we are planning on hopefully doing is heading away from Prometheus, which is down there. So anything in that general direction would be a godsend, basically. This place looks really cool here, by the way. I do like it. I was thinking of what exactly I should do with this station, if anything at all. And I had the idea maybe to convert it over to being a kind of a mining focused station, because if you think about it, it's right on top of an asteroid, like if right there. So I mean, maybe in some way I could build like maybe a platform going down. Oh, there it is actually. I think that might be where the reactor is, right underneath of that. Camera, stop flipping out please. But yeah, maybe having a stairway go all the way down there, that way in case I do need to do mining, I could just come over here, mine what I need to mine, and then leave again. But maybe we can go back home, make Timmy, and then send Timmy through this gate to come here. Then we mine what we need with Timmy, and then send the resources back through the gate. That might actually work, though that will have to be done when we have enough resources. For now, though, let me quickly just type in another scan here, before we head our way out. Scan, and we do have a few stationary larges. So, one is... I'm just trying to figure out where these are, just using their numbers here. There is one kind of behind me, 22k away, and slightly upwards, which is good. That's kind of where I want the ships to be. Let me just spin around here real quick. We don't necessarily need to stay docked in anymore. I just simply did this so I could go back and forth quite easily, in case I needed to actually grind anything down, which I don't need to do now. So it was, I think it was, what was it, 133 negative? So about, if I go over here, probably around about, that's probably a little bit too much, and then like 23 elevation or something like that. It was along those lines, which is still kind of heading slightly back towards base, which I don't necessarily mind, but I would like to be heading further and further away. How close was my guessing? probably not that good. Still 30 and negative 90. Okay, so we still have a little bit to turn. And it's still 30 degrees upwards. That is actually probably almost in the exact direction that we want to be heading, which is great. And by God, this ship controls like crap when it has so much stuff stuck to the side of it. Ah, okay. Let me go here, scan again. 15, negative 34. It's still making me turn around. Wow. It might almost be in like the perfect direction, all things considered. And how good are we now? Negative 16. Still, I'm bad at guessing today. Apparently so. And then here we go. Negative 4, close enough, and 19 degrees, like so. And hopefully, without the stuff on my ship affecting me, we should be pretty damn close. Still 13 degrees elevation. Am I going the wrong way here? Hang on, if I go up, I can't remember whether or not elevation is a negative thing or a positive thing. No, it seems to be kind of working. Okay, my mistake here for getting all this mostly wrong. Okay, now I do have to go negative. So it's up here apparently. We'll thrust forth, pick up a decent amount of speed, and then we'll go and use our dampers. And obviously you guys can see that we are getting pulled to the right here. Now, a lot of people have been pointing out my whole thruster speed thing, which I can actually admit to my my thruster usage of fuel time. Whenever I'm thrusting forth, my fuel time goes down to like 40 minutes or such. I don't think I'll be thrusting too often, at least going forwards anyway. Once I get up to a decent speed, then I'll just let it go. So it takes me about 30 seconds of fuel time to get up to max speed. So we should be coming actually pretty damn close to where whatever this thing is. Which one is it? 17k in front. So let's do another test again here. 15k. Okay, we are coming up rather fast on it now. I can't see anything, and we don't have any cameras built on the Phoenix itself, which I probably should do at some point. I just never got around to doing it. Now, one more scan here, and we have 13k. So we are coming up on it rather fast, but not entirely too fast. Now, the thing I could try to utilize would be Kara's camera, which isn't the hardest thing in the world to do, but I don't think we have enough time to do that. We have time. We can make time to do these things, Brad. We have the technology. I'm gonna regret doing this, but okay. Landing gear locked, and use the camera to zoom in. That's kind of cool. So this is the camera zoom ability. It's not the greatest technology in the world, but it still allows you to kind of see a little bit clearer with what's in the distance and all. I'm gonna disconnect from this to hopefully slow down in time. Let's see. 4K. Let's begin our slowing down now. Now, I can't exactly see it just yet. And I could control Kara to try to find where it is, though we are limited to a 5k radius, which shouldn't be an issue given that we are within 5k of the actual target. Now, in what general direction is this thing exactly? 2k's away, elevation is negative 21, so it's downwards, and negative 30, so down there somewhere. Okay, it might be that little teeny spark, but I doubt that to be the case. Like something right there. I'm just looking at it just to see if that is actually the thing or not. I doubt it, but we'll see anyway. Negative 16, negative 18. We are apparently really close to this thing. Negative 16 to about there, and then negative 18 to about near that rock? Is it even a rock? I have no idea anymore. Scan, negative 6. And our elevation is almost perfect. Ah, I think it might be that right there. Yes, that is exactly what it is. Okay, Kara, can we use you and your camera to see exactly what this thing is without having to risk damage to ourselves? Yes, sir. We'll have a look. Oh, I can kind of see it. It's actually just down the bottom part of my screen. Let me undock here real quick. That right there. It looks like it is a small ship. I can't confirm that. Obviously, we'd be able to see it if it was a larger one from further away. It's black. Looks like it has weapons. I should go investigate in person. It doesn't seem like it could be hostile. I'm just going to swing by a little closer, just have a look at it, and then we'll determine whether or not it's safe for me to actually travel there myself. So it does look like a small unmanned vehicle, at least as far as I can tell. We are getting awfully close now, so if it was to fire upon me, it probably would have. Oh, we got a light. It has a light on it now. That's kind of cool. I mean, sorry, is that light or is that paint? It might just be paint. I thought it was a red glow for a second then. Interesting ship, not hostile. We are still very far away from it, but as far as I can tell, that doesn't really pose much of an issue. So let's go check it out with myself, shall we? Where are we? We're all the way over here. Didn't really have to fly too far away. Now, I did realize, for whatever reason, your level of detail seems to go very, very, very badly when you're a little bit further away than what you need to be to your object. Basically, when I was looking at the arcs before, if I was further away than, I think it was like 3k from it, I could not see. I could see the lights and the pottery inside, but that was really about it. I couldn't see any of the walls, which I thought was rather strange. But anyway, let's come down here. We'll let myself get inside, which we should be docked close enough now. And let's go and let's get in. That was almost a perfect parking, considering I couldn't even see behind me. Oh, how lovely. Okay, so let's go back there again. Can't exactly see it again. Okay, I'm gonna have to spin around here, and then we'll use the cameras. So where exactly is it again? Yay for zoom functionality helping me out here anyway. Wow, did I seriously just lose it again? Hang on, the Phoenix is there. Therefore, if I do a complete 180, it should be that. Is that it? Oh, that is it. Okay, sweet. I don't know how that worked out in my head, but that apparently it did. Let's dampen us off and we'll head over in its general direction once more. It looks kind of cool, whatever it is. It might be a scout ship of a sort. At least it looks kind of like it. Let's slow down now. We don't want to get too close. And we'll go back to this view. And we will unconnect ourselves, and that way we'll use... Why does my camera feel really weird? Is it still zoomed in? No, that doesn't feel like the case. It feels very strange all of a sudden. Why? Hang on. Let me zoom out here. And then go back to using my seat. Okay, that feels a little better. It was just awfully confusing a second ago. It may have still been kind of zoomed in, I guess. But, okay, let's have a closer look at this thing. What are you exactly? You are upside down, as far as I can tell. Let's go around this way here. No, I was actually upside down. Okay. Oh, we were looking on the wrong side. Hello there. Ooh, you are kind of... Yeah, you are kind of a scout ship up here, like a... Kind of. You do have rockets on the top as well, which is kind of neat. You have a bit of landing gear. A connector, which is nice. Actually, you have 4 Gatling cannons, is it? 4 Gatling cannons and 2 rocket launcher, or well, 1 rocket launcher pod anyway. And a small axis and quite a few thrusters here. And a reverse-facing camera. Great for parking. Okay, I kind of like this. This is kind of cool. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to... Is that going to damage it in any way? It might actually pose an issue. I was going to... Actually, I could just flight car it back. What am I complaining about? Well, oh, wait, here I was trying to park myself backwards. Actually, I don't need to do that. But let's see if this thing's actually powered up, shall we? So let's get out of here, and we'll get inside. Power up. Powered up. Okay, sweet. Do you have anything inside of you? You have rockets, you have Gatlins, you have plenty of uranium, backup gen. So I'm guessing this has batteries? It does. Okay, cool. And then we have... It's called the Assault Raven, by the way. Very nice name, I kind of like it. Okay, and its antenna is now on. Its batteries are they currently working? Fully depleted in 2 days. Okay, sweet. That is your antenna, I guess, which is turned off. That's fine by me. Camera, Gatling cannon, thrusters, which is great. Even a remote control block. This guy's thought of everything. Sweet. Just because it benefits me so much easier this way. as well. And that way, if we wanted to, we could turn up this thing to even higher numbers and control it via anything else, basically, which is kind of cool. So, great find, I think. Actually, I'm glad I decided to come over here and have a look at this thing. So we have 23 hours of power left on this thing, simply just using the batteries, which I think is a decent enough amount of power. So now we'll fly this thing back to the Phoenix and maybe dock it in underneath. I think, because I'm thinking I might keep this one, maybe? I don't know whether I should keep this one or keep the other one that I had back there now, the bluey, which is the... Oh, you guys gave it a name. It's from a show I haven't watched yet, so forgive me for not getting its name right, or what exactly it actually is. This thing has fast acceleration. I like it. Also, this thing makes for... I think this thing makes for a better scout ship. Honestly, I know it's not, I know that might not be a great opinion to have, as opposed to like the other ship that we already have here, but this one, it feels like, in case I was to find something interesting, I could actually fill it up inside the ship here and take it back with me, as opposed to the other one. Just feels a little more offensive, I guess. I was going to say offensive or whatever, but it feels more of strike first, ask questions later. This one's more of a strike and ask questions at the same time. As a weird metaphor as that is. Okay, so I'm going to dock in underneath here. Now this might prove to be a little bit of an issue, given that the gravity generator, but I shouldn't have too big of a problem. So let's go down here. We'll kind of dock in very nicely underneath. Now hopefully there's not going to be any collision issues, which I'm thinking that there might be, but just because of where its connector is. But I don't think so. I think we'll be fine. It looks really nice though. I actually do like this one. Okay. And we are docked. Dampeners off. Phoenix, can you have your grav gen turned off? Yes, you can. Okay, so I'm gonna turn that off just so I can get back inside the back inside Kara when she gets here. So this now, since it is nobody's, this is going to be mine. Thank you so much. Whoever created the Assault Raven, you're pretty awesome. Okay, so Kara, please come back towards me, and we'll start heading back on our journey now. We will probably turn off the Assault Raven's beacon or antenna whilst it's connected, because we don't necessarily need to see it at all times. Actually, oh no, I do see Kara's at all times. I was going to say, why don't I notice Kara's? But then again, her name is rather short, so it doesn't really seem to strike me as much of anything. So, yeah, here we are. Gonna use Kara to get me out of the ship, and then, yeah, it'll get me onto the top side. Sweet. Okay. Now, if I go F6, I can see Kara landing. The weirdest thing to do, but it works nonetheless. Okay. Now, if I get out of here, I am stuck perspective-wise, but that shouldn't be too big of an issue as long as we get Kara around to come collect me. Okay, let's try to do this as safely as possible. This is not weird in any way at all. So basically I'm just trying to get it so we are lined up as close as we can be to my screen. That way I can guarantee getting inside the seat, regardless of where my camera actually is. So, there we go. I'm sorry if I damaged you in any way, Assault Raven. I did not mean to. Sweet. So there we go. Everything turned out rather nicely, I think. Let's come back and dock on top here. So again, I have no idea what happened with the Cookie Monster. I really don't know why it suddenly disappeared. As far as I know, and I think you guys can correct me, I haven't really watched my older videos, obviously. I'm pretty sure I just brought it back and kind of docked it in and left it there. And that's all I really remember doing with it. So, unless it's just decided to despawn on me, or maybe my original thought... Oh. That's strange. Let's dock in normally, please, if we can. Okay, why are we vibrating? Is it us, or is it the Phoenix itself? Okay, it might be a connection issue with the Raven, actually. Let me go over and let me control this real quick here. So what I'm basically just going to do is I'm going to just quickly undock it and then redock it again. Okay, that was the issue. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. I just wanted to make sure what was actually causing that weird issue we have. Now I need the gravity gen back on, please. Thank you. Well, that was weird. Okay, we're good. So let's go back down here now, and we'll continue on our merry way throughout the galaxy with our new friends now. So what do we have? We have Kara, we have Bluey, and we have Raven. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about the Raven, whether or not I should use a Raven more so for scouting than what I would use Kara for, or even Bluey. Which, by the way, Bluey did have a different name, I just wasn't too sure what the other name was. Yeah, it's SA23 Blue 1, hence why I called it Bluey. Okay then, I will turn you off though, you don't really have any need to be on right now. The only reason why I leave ships on, and I know people have pointed this out several times, why do you leave ships on if I'm not using them? Simply for the fact that if this ship does somehow become disconnected by any means, I can at least try to retrieve it, or use its dampener so it won't fly away or anything like that. That's basically my reasoning behind those thoughts there. Now, it does feel like my field of view is like so much more zoomed in than normal. It might not be, but I do get that feeling it is. Is it because of the camera changes? It might be. It might be a bug that they don't necessarily know about. Let me go back to controlling Kara, and I'll zoom out and see if that helps me, or if it helps me like figure out what exactly it is. So if I zoom all the way in, zoom out, disconnect. See, now I can see more. So it must be a camera issue. Alrighty then. Now we understand what the issue is. We can now be fine without it. So Raven, you have your. I like how large thrusters are in a group. That is a good thing to do, just in case you want to manually thrust up or keep it thrusting for a while. You have an RC block. I'm going to use that real quick here. Turn off the spotlight for starters. That's not needed. And then we will go to here. Your dampeners are off already. Okay then. Sweet, that's kind of what I wanted. So we are heading away now. Into space, where I haven't actually gone yet. How awesome is that? I feel kind of sorry for the Phoenix. It's like the mothership for all these smaller ships. I really can't wait to get enough resources to work on a bigger ship. I mean, I could convert one of the stations over, but none of the stations really look like ships. I mean, maybe the Arks kind of looks like a ship, but it doesn't really look like one. It'd be kind of funny, actually, if I take the Arks with me, because then that goes into whole Christianity thing with the whole Ark and everything, which I just thought was a kind of interesting perspective to take on it. Anyway, let's thrust forward here. Let's continue on a merry way. And I think I actually might leave this episode here. It was a very fun one. We had retrieved the Raven, which I think is rather cool. We had lost the Cookie Monster, which was rather sad. Again, I don't know how that happened or what even caused that. So my apologies for the disappearance of the Cookie Monster. Again, I had checked the scans and the radar, and there was nothing there. Like, it vanished. So my thoughts was, which I was going to get to before I end this episode, I'm thinking that maybe because piston ships or ships with rotors sometimes have issue when they spawn in, it may have been taken out of the spawning pool, basically, the list of spawn ships that the game could have. So it probably thought this one could cause issues, therefore we should take it out. And that's the thoughts or impressions I got for why it's just suddenly disappeared. Which is rather strange. I can't really think of any other reason, but then that also means that anyone who has ships now that has pistons on it, or anyone who's worked on a cargo ship that they have gathered that has pistons on it, will most likely have disappeared. Again, it would be sad if that is the case. I don't think it is. I may have just been experiencing some bad luck. But anyway, I'll leave that here. Rest in peace, Cookie Monster. You were a good ship for the one episode that you lasted. 1 or 2 episodes, actually, I think. But, yeah, anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Stay awesome, everyone.